is Cindy Leach, your polymer clay tutor, and today in the PCT test lab we are going to try a few different ways to revive old canes. Now, I don't know about you, but if you have some canes sitting around for a while, sometimes they can get hard and stiff and they're hard to reduce. Here is a Dandelion Fluff cane that I made, I don't know, whenever I did the tutorial, quite a long time ago. And I got it out to try to revive it, and when I was reducing it, it got all cracked inside. And you may have discovered this before when you take a slice off of a cane, you try to roll it out and it all cracks. Sometimes you can revive them. And I've been handing out some ideas on how to revive it for a while, but you know what? I think since the formula has changed over the years in polymer clay, I want to go back and test some of these ideas and see if they still work. So I took a chunk off, took several chunks actually off of this was quite a long cane, about that long, and I did several different things to them. This one here, and each one is wrapped in plastic wrap, and I did this last Thursday, so about 5 days ago or so. And what I did was I took a chunk of it and I added, on this one here, I put a layer of Sculpey Softener. It's a dilutant that you can use to soften clay. And what I did was I just rubbed a layer of this all on the outside and let it soak in and wrapped it in. Now this is a particular kind of plastic wrap. This is saran wrap or glad king. What is it? Which one? It's this one. Glad cling wrap. You don't want to use the wrong one because wrong plastic wraps will eat away at your clay. So anyways, I digress. So I wrapped each one. This one I did, I put a layer of the dilutant on there, the Sculpey Softener. This one I put a layer of TLS, so Sculpey Translucent Liquid Clay, and this one I can still feel it's a little bit sticky. We're going to try to reduce those in a second. This one I put a layer of Kato Liquid Polyclay. Now these original canes were primo. I only tested it with the liquid Kato to see if it would work, but it may or may not be compatible anyway, so we'll just see. But since I had it, I might as well test it. This one here, it looks a little different because I covered it in a thin layer of Fimo Mix Quick. And this is a product that you can mix into clay as a softener, and it looks like a clay itself, and you kind of just roll it out. It's a little stickier, and it has more plasticizers in it. So I put a layer of that on the outside of this cane, and on this one I put a layer of Mold Maker, Sculpey Mold Maker. It's also known as Super Elasticlay. Now this can also be used as a clay softener. So all these tips here, all these different products I was using will soften clay normally, but I wanted to see if a layer on the outside would help absorb back into the cane and make it come back to life again. It used to be able to work, but I don't know if it's going to work this time. And then another two ways to do it is to warm up the clay. So I'm going to take my remaining cane and I'm going to put one piece, I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to put one piece into a bowl of warm water and just let it warm up in there. So it was hot tap water. And then I'm going to take the other piece and I'm going to set it in my oven. Now I had this warmed up at the lowest setting I could get it. My thermometer is reading under the 150 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's really, really, really low. In fact, it's just feels warm to the touch. I'm going to set this piece in here for 5 minutes or so while we're just working with these other pieces. So those other two are warming up, and then we're going to go back to these other pieces. Now I want to see if it would reduce now. On the Sculpey Clay Softener one, I can see all of the oil has gone into it, but it still feels really, really, really firm. And I don't know if I can get it to move at all. Try. I can't. It doesn't really want to move. Oh, and it's cracking here. See that? So that doesn't really work. Let's try the next one. This is the TLS one. I can see on the surface of this one that there's kind of a film on it. It's dried out a bit, but it has sunk into the clay to a certain extent. So let me just see if I can get to reduce this. Actually, this one feels a little bit softer. You can see I'm already getting it to move a bit. This one actually has a bit of potential. And oh yes, I think this one actually is going to work. It's still pretty firm, but it feels softer than the clay softener one did. I could keep going, I guess. Don't have a ton of time here. Yeah, this one looks like it's actually going to work, and I don't see any cracking or anything along the side here. It's still quite firm, but it looks like it's working. Okay, now the next one is the Kato Polyclay one. It looks like it actually absorbed into there. It doesn't feel quite as sticky as the liquid clay did. No, this one's not working. Well, it's doing something interesting. I'm not sure if the camera will pick up on it, but the surface has got kind of cracking on it, so it's almost like the Kato liquid crackled a bit and has dried out on there. I don't know. It does feel softer than the clay softener one, but it doesn't feel quite right. It looks like it's actually drying out the cane, and it's probably just a compatibility issue. It's not the same brand. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to work or not. Not super successfully anyways. It's a little softer though. Let's move to the next one. Now, this one's the one with the Fimo Mix Quick, and of course what we'd have to do is, if we could get it to reduce, we'd have to trim off that layer of Fimo Quick Mix off of the outside after we reduced it. It feels it's pretty firm, but it does look like it's moving. It was quite thin before, and it does look like it's moving. It feels pretty stiff, but I don't know. It's difficult to tell. Why don't we cut it open a bit and see if it's cracking on the inside there at all. No, actually it looks very good. So this actually will work. I used to use this on the older canes and it worked okay. So this one might work with some work. It looks promising actually. Now, and then the Mold Maker, we'll try that one. Now this one feels quite a bit softer, but that could just be the outside of the clay, the Mold Maker. And underneath it feels really hard, and I don't know if I can get it to move at all. Let's cut the front of that one off and see if there's any cracking or anything. It looks about the same as the Fimo Mix Quick, but I'm really feeling it's really not moving at all. I can't hardly get it to move. Just the outside is moving. So I don't think that will work very well. Then let's try this one that's been sitting in the oven. Now you have to be super careful of anything in the oven that you don't let it get any warmer than like 100 or 150 or so, because otherwise you're going to start baking your piece and you don't want that. So this one feels warmish, and this one feels good actually. This is the best of all of them so far. and the cheapest. So this actually is very promising. You just have to be really careful not to overdo it, otherwise you'll bake your cane in there. Okay, so that one works. You'd have to keep going on that, but I'm not seeing, oh, there is some slight cracking along the side. So maybe if you popped it back and forth, you would get some better results, but it is moving. And then let's lastly try the one sitting in the water. I'm going to dry it off and then try that one. Ooh, and it feels good too. Now you could use a warm rice bag or a heat pack or something like that. And this one's moving as well, though it doesn't feel quite, the center feels a little firm. So this one would work as well. And I think if I were you, I would start with the two warming methods first. The other methods, it looks like the TLS worked pretty good. And the Mix Quick and the Mold Maker, Mix Quick was a little better. So the TLS and the Mix Quick were better. And the very best ones I thought were just the warming it up. So I hope that was helpful for you. And you know, if you can't get the thing to move, the new, your old canes to move or work and reduce, then chop them up and make them into just a, some scrap clay. Or you can make some Natasha beads and all kinds of neat things with them. So I hope you learned something from that. If you liked it, make sure to press that like button. I really appreciate that. And my question for you is, would you bother trying to do all these different things to make that revive that old cane, or would you just skip it and go straight to using it as scrap clay? That's all from me today, and I enjoyed being with you, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.